So now applications of queues we have seen. But the next concept that we are going to see is about circular queues. So what is linear queue and how it looks like, and what is circular queue, how it looks like, you can see it in a diagrammatic manner over here. Okay, you can see in a diagrammatic manner over here. Now for example, you just think this is known as the concept that we have studied so far is known as your circular queue. The concept that we have studied is known as your circular queue, and here the next thing that we are going to learn is about linear queue, and the next thing what we are going to learn is about circular queue. What we have learned so far is linear queue, sorry very much. Now what we are going to learn is known as your circular queue. So now see this diagram. Now see this diagram. That is, this is your linear queue. This is your linear queue. Now see in these positions, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are no elements. There are no elements in these positions. So what has happened over here is the elements are removed. The elements are removed. That is, you have deleted the elements from the queue. You have deleted the elements from the queue. Now see the position where your front is standing, and see the position where your rear is standing. Okay, see the position where your front is standing and see the position where your rear is there. So you have inserted the elements up to position number 8. You have inserted the elements up to position number 8 starting from 0. Starting from 0, you have inserted the elements up to position number 8. And starting from 0 again, you have removed the elements up to position number 5. You have removed the elements up to position number 5. After removing the next front position, you have incremented. That is why your front is standing at 6th position. That is why your front is standing at 6th position. Okay. So what happens over here is this part of your memory goes as a waste. This part of your memory from 0 to 5. From 0 to 5, this part of your memory is wasted. Okay. Now, with the concept of circular queues, you can overcome this. With the concept of circular queue, you can overcome this. Okay. Now, already one is wasted because here you didn't enter any values. Already one is wasted because here you didn't enter any values. Apart from that, now you have removed the elements also from the queue. These cells are remaining empty. Okay. So it's going as a waste. So only 3 more elements are remaining in your queue. So for this many number of positions are going as a waste. Is it clear? So this wastage could be avoided with the concept of your circular queues. This wastage could be avoided with the concept of circular queue. Circular queue means what? That is, the ends are joined together. The ends are joined together. So circle means what? You don't know where your starting position is. You don't know where your ending position is. That is how you circle. So you'll start from one position and you will come back and join in the same position. So after drawing the circle, you will not know which is the starting position. But here it is divided into cells. Here it is divided into cells, partitions. That is partitions. Here it is divided into partitions. So you have a particular positions also numbered. You have the particular positions also numbered. Okay. So you will have one starting position that is known as your rear position. You will have one starting position that is known as your rear position, and you will have one end that is known as your front end, through which you have to remove the elements from the queue. So how you can do all these? The similar technique is only used. The similar technique of entering the elements inside the queue. The same technique is only used. But here what happens is, now here listen. In this zeroth position, first position, zeroth position and first position, you have values, zeroth position and first position. Do you have values here? Yes. So now what happens? Initially your front is in the zeroth position. Initially now your front is in the zeroth position, and then gradually it will move on to 1, and then slowly it will move on until it can reach up to rare. Yes or no? Until it reaches up to rare, it will move on. Okay. So after this, what happens? The memory will not get wasted over here. You can go on to re-enter values in this positions also. You can go on to re-enter values in this positions also. Okay. So now look into this diagram. See here, in 1, the value is removed. Sorry, first it will be removed from 0. In the second diagram, from the 0th position, 1 value is removed. From the 0th position, 1 value is removed. So this cell becomes empty. Then after that, you will increment the front position. So here also 1 value is removed. So this cell is also becoming empty. You can go on. Now gradually, step by step, your front value is increased. It will move on like this, until it reaches here. Yes or no? Until this position, it can go on to increment and remove the elements. Okay, it can go on to remove the elements. So gradually what it will do is, it will enter the next value here in 6th position. Okay, it will enter the value in the 6th position, and then it will enter the value in the 7th position. Once again it will come back to 0th position to re-enter some other new values. Once again it can use the same position. That is 0 position, you have already removed the elements. So in that 0th position itself, you can go on to re-enter the values. Appo edokka cells you have removed the values, one in a sequential manner only. Okay, in a sequential manner you can go on to re-enter the values. Okay, so what happens over here is, like this the wastage of memory could be avoided. Like this the wastage of memory could be avoided, because you're re-entering the values after removing the elements from that particular position. You can re-enter the values into those cells after the values are removed. Okay, so this is one of the best advantage of using your circular queue. So the linear queue had its drawback, that is only one more element could be added into this queue, only one. So only one more element could be added, means only in this position you can add one element in the queue. Okay, and after that no more elements could be added in these positions. In these positions you cannot add any more values also, because already it is deleted. Okay, so what happens is, it becomes waste. And if you try to add any more elements over here beyond this, even apart any values, if you try to add, it becomes your queue overflow situation. So you cannot add it. So for this only, what we do is, we made use of the concept of circular queues. So in that what happened was, see, now look into this diagram. As I told you earlier in the previous slide, see here. From 0th position, see, in 0th position the value is removed. In first position the value is removed. In a previous slide we didn't have any values in 6th and 7th position. 6 lum 7 lum we didn't have any values. So we have now inserted the values. Okay, 6 and 7. And after that, where did we insert? And now a new values are inserted in your 0th position also. Now your value is added in your 0th position also. Till which you can add the values, till your front, that is your, till they reach over here. Okay, front എവിടെയാ നിൽക്കുന്നത്? Till that you can go on to add the values. Okay, till the position where your front is standing, a particular position where you can go on to add the values in your circular cube. So what happens is every cell is occupied and empty cells you can go on to insert the values gradually one by one until all the cells are occupied. Okay, beyond that, until the maximum size of the circular queue, you can go on to add the values. Beyond that, you cannot do. Once if the queue is full, you cannot go on to add the values like this. In this, you can avoid the wastage of memory. So for that, this is a best method of arrangement of data. Okay, so